Good morning.
I can't promise I won't swear.
Good morning, and welcome to Josh not promising he won't swear.
No, I promise that I can't promise.
Promising that you can't...
I promise that I can't promise that I won't swear.
So when we were in Japan, all of the breakfast streams were at normal time Eastern, which meant they took place at 10 p.m. in Japan. And unfortunately, at night...
People are, like...
Yeah, they're just, like...
drinking a sake.
Yeah, it's like, it's night, and we can say whatever we want. So, like, all of the breakfast streams from Japan have a feel.
What is with that? Like, why do we feel like we can say whatever we want at night?
I think, well...
What's inappropriate about...
I think it's partially, like, there's a cultural aspect of that, right? Like, we put, like, the more adult shows at the end of the day, right? So it's like, okay,
yeah, but that doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, but that's...
Because there's, like, streaming.
Jess says the sun is a buzzkill. I think it has something to do with that. Like, the kids are asleep. It's like, the kids are asleep, now we can watch Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon?
I was trying to think of an adult show.
Jimmy Fallon's the safest of them all. He has to be.
Irish Craig.
Oh, Craig Ferguson?
Karaoke Man.
Jimmy... It's another Jim.
It's not Jimmy.
It is. It's James Corden.
Okay, well, that's not Jim.
That's Jim!
I mean,
it's another Jim! Yeah, there's so many people named Jim in like late night.
That's a technicality. Yeah, okay.
Neither of those people are on TV anymore.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean, Craig Ferguson doesn't have his show. I don't know what he does now. And I'm pretty sure James Corden is also either, like, about to... Anyway, there's only 2 Jimmys in late night now, as opposed to 3 or 4. Anyway, Craig Ferguson is...
Is he Scottish? He's Scottish.
He's very Scottish. Craig Ferguson was maybe the best late night talk show host, besides Conan.
Conan was the best.
Conan was the best, but there was something that was like when Conan went to Tonight Show.
Yeah,
like there was this sense of badness around it because of like the Jay Leno thing, and like Jay Leno was like, nah, I still want to do a show, so I'm going to do a show, but earlier, before you. Anyway, it was a whole thing.
I think everyone in the world can agree that Conan was the best.
His podcast is funny.
He's just a funny person. You know what I think it is? It's that there's a certain vibe for late night hosts, and Conan's is different.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like there's this very specific vibe of like, oh, they all feel some variation of this one thing, and Conan feels different.
Yeah,
and
he's not named Jim. That's what's different about him. Late night talk shows suck now. Anyway, they all suck.
I haven't watched.
I haven't watched late night
like
shows
in a long time.
A very long time either.
It's been
they all
a hot
suck.
minute. Let's read a few alerts. We got 19 months from Cavebat, 46 from Skaynork, 8 from Pink Gelatinous Friend, 30 from Swift for Sweeper, 22 from Sacademus, 51 from Seemingly Just, 55 from Aldo, 25 from Gaxtronaut, 300 bits from Radio Dread with a clown test. The clowns are working, I think, hopefully. Oh, did we ever get, I don't know, Chaz, did we ever get the Chikorita Star Rain working? It was just Chikorita was broken. Bless its heart. I don't know. Chess says,
Chikorita is broken.
Chess says, yeah, probably. Cool. We got 41 months from Zaz My Man, 44 from Stoop Kid, 45 from Captain McKitty, and 300 from Squid says, can I get some good vibes? I have a phone interview tomorrow. I got that appointment scheduled 2 hours after doing my application, but I'm still a little anxious. Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes. Kind of fixed.
It big.
Yeah, it's kind of fixed. The reason it seems bigger is that it was a it was a customer placement, so someone would send in the Chikorita emote, which is just the head, but then the whole body would show up. That's why it seems bigger, is because normally it shows the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's like functional.
Cool.
It's missing this little. Here you go. It's missing the little leaf. I was trying to help. Trying to help out. The star rains from Slick Duke and Toku Newt. Thanks.
Hi.
So Josh, welcome back to America.
Yes, I have been gone.
Well, you've been in like
out of
New
America.
England, and we all know how New England is.
Well, yeah, it's it's called New England, but it's not America.
I'm not sure about that.
We won New England from England.
Sorry. Can you imagine
there's a whole
beating a country and being like, we did it. We have freed ourselves from those oppressors. Anyway, let's call ourselves that, but new.
Well,
I mean, I guess it was technically New England before there was a fight.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
They could have renamed it.
But they could have. Yeah, New Joshland. That's what I'm saying. Let's rename it. New England? We're renaming it now.
New Joshland.
Who makes those decisions? I do.
Neo England. 3022 Neo England.
Neo England. I kind of like that, actually.
I mean, I
want cyberpunk, but it takes place in Maine.
Do we have any places in the world where we, instead of writing new, we did Neo? Did we get started on that somewhere?
Neo, Bowser City.
Yeah.
You ever been?
It rains too much there.
It does.
Neo Bowser City is Seattle.
It does. Yeah.
So when we were in Japan, because we were in Japan for 2 weeks, Josh was also out of the Raleigh area.
Oh yeah, it wasn't out of America, but yeah, I went to
New England. Neo Pucka Brush. Very good.
Oh, the Neo Pucka Brush.
Yeah. So yeah, Josh did a lot, and the reason I know is that I picked Josh up from the train station. And when I picked Josh up from the train station, I was like, "Oh, you did a lot." It was like he's like, "Yeah, I guess I did." I was like, "Yeah, you did you did a Stardew," and he just stared into the middle distance and was like, "What?"
I don't remember this for some reason.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, "What?" I did a Stardew?
Yeah.
I did a Stardew. Hold on. Let me get there. I'll get there.
Hi, Raiders.
I did a Stardew?
Thanks, Joni.
What does he mean by that?
Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Are you doing this now, or are you acting as if it's the other day?
No, I am doing this now because I can't remember.
You did this exact same thing on Tuesday.
Did I?
Yes. So, okay.
It's been like 3 years since Tuesday.
on Tuesday,
I'm 16.
So on Tuesday...
What happened on Tuesday? I don't even know. What, Stardew?
So on Tuesday, I think that's getting longer. On Tuesday, I picked up Josh from the train station. And we were in the car. And I was like, you've been going a while. And you were like, yeah. And I was like, you did all sorts of stuff. And you're like, yeah. And I said, you did a Stardew. And then you stared into the middle distance just like you did now. And it's like, Stardew? And I was like, yeah, you went to the Stardew Orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
And then Josh was like, no. Josh was like, no, that wasn't this trip. And I was like, it wasn't? And then he got a glazed look over his eyes and said, it was this trip. I've been gone for 4 years.
Dude, it's all blending. All of it.
You did have a big trip, though, because you did Stardew.
Oh, my God.
And then you did PAX. And then you were home with your family in Maine. and then you were back to Pennsylvania.
Dude,
so you did a lot.
No, I'm like pretty sure it was before that. I don't think it was on this trip.
Can someone go to the tape? Can someone?
I need to know. I need to know. I need to confirm this.
Go to Josh's Twitter page and find out, because I'm fairly certain it was this. It was this.
Yeah, actually, my Twitter will say.
Yeah, someone can find
Here.
out. I'm fairly certain that was this. That was what, mid March. It was all the same trip. Or you could look up, like, when was Stardew Orchestra? Because if it was mid March, like,
Stardew Orchestra in Philadelphia specifically.
yeah. That 1600 bits was from Seemingly Just, who just wrote gun. Get yourself a gun that screams that long. J-Spoke gifted a sub to Jumny Arts and waited 44 months from Gamers00700. Thank you.
What?
Did you figure
What
it out?
year is it?
Yeah, that's where you have to start.
Oh, no.
Stardew Orchestra.
No, Stardew was way long ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It wasn't this trip?
No, it was February.
Oh. So maybe that's why you were so confused.
I was confused and I didn't like remember because like we're talking about a different time here. I did do the Stardew Orchestra though.
But that wasn't this trip.
No, that was in February.
Oh. In fairness to me, you are gone every month.
I am. I have been gone every month for the last year.
Wait, really? Is that true? Have you been gone every month?
Every single month I have left town. Well, except for like I think I stayed in town in like July? No, even then. Wow, I think I did travel.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I have exciting news.
Yeah.
I am not traveling again
Until when?
until like May. But I'm not traveling this month again.
Okay.
I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not.
All right.
I swear.
The thing that we have to think about is the summer,
Yeah,
because you know what happens in the summer?
it's hot.
That is exactly what I was going to say. In the summer, it's hot.
It's
and
hot.
that's... Oh, man. I just realized... Hey! Chikorita's body!
What?
That's what
It has a body?
It has a body. That's great. Anyway. In the summer, it is hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm realizing now that... Yeah. Chaz and Jeff have not been here
In the hot?
for the summer. Oh, yeah, Thomas says I might see you this summer. That would be
Oh,
great.
Thomas, come see.
I would love that.
Rebecca might be here in the summer. Not might, will be here in the summer. So that's exciting.
Raleigh Collective will be temporarily 10.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. We had 497 bits from Aldo with the George Chikorita full body.
This
Yeah.
Chikorita. It's a full body Chikorita.
Full body. Here, have this snack.
Put it on your hoagie. Tiny Eddie's secretive prune nibbles.
That was bits from Phantom SVT. Tiny Eddie, give me something to sleep more than 2 hours after being awake 26 hours. Dang, sinus infection. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. I don't know if prunes will help, but prunes are like
Oh,
the
nibbles. Yeah. Gotcha. Sorry. Anyway, carry on.
full body. Tiny Eddie's secretive full body. Prune nibbles. Prunes are like the magic fruit, though. Like, if you eat a prune, it, like, you live forever.
Yeah. No,
Like,
you just like poop a lot, right?
Same thing.
Is your life expectancy tied to your poop?
If things are good here.
Poop forever, exactly.
If things are good here, things are good here.
But you have to eat them secretly.
Yeah.
They are your secret.
If you go into the Philadelphia hoagie place and you're like, "Can I get prunes on my sandwich.
They have
They have a tire iron behind the counter, and they beat you in the head.
Yeah, you have to sneak them on. You have to bring your own.
Philadelphia is hoagie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's so many words. Yeah, it's hoagie. There's hoagie sub. 3 other words. What are the other words?
For a submarine sandwich?
Grinder. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Grinder?
Yeah, have you never heard of Grinder? Sorry.
I have heard of Grinder.
Yeah. Things that will immediately be taken out of context. You say, have you heard of Grinder? Yeah, Grinder, sub, and hoagie. I think there is another one. I mean, I guess you could call it like
Sandwich.
a sandwich. But I think there's another weird one, but I don't know what it is. Hero. That's it. That's the one. Hero. Hero hub. Hero hoagie sub grinder sandwich. Fire Luigi says po' boy. We'll take it on a technicality, but not technically the same thing.
Finger food.
Yeah.
Finger
Yeah.
protect.
Finger protect.
It protects your fingers from the insides.
If you get a lettuce wrap, it's not as effective.
It's not as protective as the bread coating.
Haley said, but I barely even know her. It's a great way to get to know someone. 17 months from NK Arts and 100 bits from Kornai Hideyoshi. Thank you.
So
You want a sandwich?
I am quite hungry. I can wait. I'll eat my tea.
There's not a lot here you could eat. Could you eat this? If you swallowed this, I think you would die.
Listen, don't tempt me. I will put K-Rool in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
You better take that away, or I will slobber all over K-Rool.
I never talked about this. Is something I got in Japan because I went into the Tokyo Nintendo store and there was a wall of like 100 like different types of amiibos there, like dating back to like the first ones that came out. And they're like, "Oh, we just have them." I was like, "Oh." And I never got this one, and I love Donkey Kong Country, so I was like, "I'm gonna get this little guy." And then he wouldn't fit in my bag, so I took him out of the packaging. They had Ness. Remember Ness?
There's only one amiibo you need. That anyone needs. The rest of them, not even worth it.
Is it Banjus Kazawas? Yeah. I had a feeling. I had a feeling that was what you're gonna say.
I like Banjo-Kazooie.
Have you heard of Grinder?
What?
If you like Banjo-Kazooie,
let me tell you about Grinder.
Grinder is a great way to find fellow Banjo-Kazooie fans. Chaz, 10 minutes ago, the Japan breakfast streams were weird, but they'll be normal now.
Oh, no, honey, no.
I mean, I don't know. we still haven't touched quite Japan.
I still haven't said
Oh, no. That's the only one you get.
I get one.
You get one. When the first time John was ever on a breakfast stream.
Yeah.
Before the breakfast stream, he was like, is there anything we need to know? I was like, yeah. It's like there's no profanity on breakfast stream. We try to keep it completely clean. And he was like, okay. He's like, I don't think I can do that. He's like, but I will try.
Did he make it?
No. And he said the word, and as soon as he said it, like he knew he said it, and he looked at me and he said, "You get one. You get one." And I was like, okay. I was like, you get one, and he got one.
And now I abuse that power. I get one.
You get, yeah.
I won't do it often.
You technically don't get any, but if it happens, we have to be like, well, you get one.
Well,
Everyone past the first one, you have to leave.
listen, I'm in it. I'm here for the joke.
You know who the biggest offender was? Thomas. Thomas could not swear on breakfast stream.
That's funny.
And I had to be like, Thomas. He's like, it's night and I'm in Japan, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but okay. He could not keep that under control. He did his best. Thomas, listen.
I listen. Listen.
I'm listening.
Sometimes you need that flair to your speech. You need a little oomph, a little spice.
Sentence enhancers.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You need it sometimes. I guess not in the morning though. Like
4 o'clock. All right, now I can start using my sentence enhancers. We had 9 months from Shane the Destroyer, 55 months from Melzy D, and here's another wonderful snack.
Having a strange daybreak? You need Tiny Eddie's funeral lemur sticks.
What? Thomas says, I was on vacation after a very, very difficult 4 years of work, and I wasn't letting anything hold me back. It's fine. That was a bit from Ooh Owl, my dude, says, hey Tiny Eddie, what kind of food did Banjo-Kazooie like? Funeral lemur sticks. Which is where you kill a lemur. Chess is the funeral lemur. It's the most somber of all lemurs. Is there a lemur in the Banjo-Kazooie series? Because there's like a lot of animals.
There's no lemurs. There are no lemurs.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
What about in Banjo-Kazooie 3? The one that's not Banjo-Kazooie. Bat Chameleon game.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
You know, Banjo-Kazooie 3. Bat Chameleon time.
Are there any lemurs in that game? No, but there's an living, breathing vending machine. It's truly upsetting. One of the most upsetting characters I've seen.
Have you heard of Grindr?
No.
I haven't played ukulele. I only did a first 20 of it.
I was so mad when I first played that game.
It seems like there was a lot of hype, and then it came out, and they're like, okay. It didn't seem like it was bad, though.
It wasn't bad.
It was just not Banjo-Kazooie.
It wasn't bad, but it really, really, really leaned into the Banjo-Kazooie thing. Tried to be that instead of being its own thing. And also, when it first launched, it was like impossible to 100% it because there was some major bugs and stuff, and I was like, it was a mess. I stopped playing it. Like, I did not finish my first playthrough, and I had to come back to it later when they fixed things. But
NDL says the 2D ukulele is much better when they're trying to be Donkey Kong Country instead of Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes, it is much closer to Donkey Kong Country, but it does its own thing. The Impossible Layer is very good. I mean, I actually have never played the whole thing, but I did play it on stream one time for like an hour.
Yeah, I did a first 20 of that one too, and
it's very good. Like, I like the concept a lot.
Yeah. And also, you might have to play it because we're done making Donkey Kong Country games.
Apparently. It has been
11 years. Or 10 years. 2014?
10 years.
2014?
Yeah. I was going to say, 11 sounds wrong.
10, fine. 11, whoa!
That's too far, dude.
It's been a decade at least.
Here's my take on it. They did the 2 Donkey Kong Country Returns games.
Yeah.
Let's do a 3D Donkey Kong, please. I would like one of those. No, not nah. I would like one of those. And don't do what Donkey Kong 64 did, though. Because Donkey Kong 64, as fun as that game is a mess. It's a lot. It's too much.
It's a lot it's a collectathon.
It is, but it's collectathon in to the extreme, and it's even too much for me.
There's a lot to get. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm a fan of the 2D Donkey Kong Country games, but at this point we don't have anything, so the odds of getting a 3D Donkey Kong game, I'm like, I don't know. that's gonna happen. Maybe. We got 53 months from Triforce Drummer and 65 months from Sephiroth. And here is a snack.
The unproven way to show your disapproval. Tiny Eddie's Toasty Amber Cardboard Chewies.
That's a good phrase. The unproven way to show your disapproval. That was a bunch of Pastry Bear Plays that says, here's a Tiny Eddie snack for all as I have returned to work. Have a good morning, y'all. Toasty Amber Cardboard Chewies. I guess you could put cardboard in a toaster.
No. No, don't do that. That's fire. That's fire.
Oh, I'm being told that we have to let you know not to do that.
Yeah, don't try this at home, kids.
Don't do that. You will burn your house. Yeah, you can one and only time. One time you can do anything. It's true. I don't think I would eat cardboard because I'm not like Thomas.
The secret of Raymond's vicious ankle is finally revealed.
Yes! Finally, Rayman's back. I don't care if it's about his ankle.
Does he have an ankle?
No. He doesn't.
Kind of like
He literally doesn't. That's Rayman's thing.
Famously doesn't have an ankle. That was a bit from the leaf. It says, I'd like to think that the next 3D Donkey Kong game would look a little something like this.
The next 3D Donkey Kong is going to be Rayman, but he has legs.
Wouldn't that be some wild character development?
Rayman grows legs.
They bring Rayman back, but like he's got legs now. Like, oh, okay. Wonderful. That's another series that is like dead.
It's so weird because like they did well, right? Like the last games that they made for these franchises.
You mean like Rayman 2 on N64?
No. There was the Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends.
Oh, those games. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think those games actually probably did fine. Maybe. I don't know. But then they realized when you put the rabbits in there that the children were like, "Oh man, I want some more of that." And then they kept pumping those things out for the Wii. So, you know.
There was a lot of Rabbids games, which
Yeah.
is wild to me.
Rabbids was a Rayman spin-off, but then Rabbids became the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you have the Rabbids game with Mario, and Rayman's like, come.
Yeah. Rayman Legends was delayed for like 7 months, and that pissed me off because it was supposed to be a Wii U exclusive, but the Wii U did so badly that Ubisoft was like, all right, we're going to delay the game and release Rayman Legends on all platforms. And it diminished what the Wii U version was, which honestly was way better because it had like the like co-op gameplay where somebody had the gamepad and was able to like help you along in the level and like touch stuff. And like I don't know how they do that in the other versions.
A lot of people are asking like, what is the appeal of Rabbids? And my thought, and then Haley wrote it, was that Rabbids are just minions.
Yeah, it's the minions thing.
It's the same thing, and it's just, you know, why are minions popular? I don't know. My assumption is it's for children. Is it the Rabbids appeal to children?
Maybe.
I guess there's.
I kind of like the Rabbids.
It's probably a demographic.
I kind of like the Rabbids. I don't mind it. I was a big fan of Rayman Raving Rabbids, the first one with Rabbids in it. It was like a mini game collection. But,
yeah, I remember that.
But I liked the vibe of it. That game started off as Rayman 4.
Oh, that changed.
And that didn't happen.
You know who else loves minions? The Japanese.
Really?
There's a lot of minion stuff in Japan. Not as much as like Snoopy. They really like Snoopy. But there's a lot of like Minions stuff there too. I think Minions, I guess, are just universal. Like everyone's like, Minions. Give me some of that.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Minions, please. I love those wacky yellow pills. I've never seen a Minions movie, and I probably won't.
You will. One of these days, I'll convince everybody to watch Minions, and then I won't show up.
Wow. Then we won't watch it.
No. I'll be there just long enough for you to start
Be
it.
like, I have to pee, but at my house, and then you'll never come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
The Despicable Me movie, I only saw the first one. It was good, actually.
Oh, that's how it started, right? It was oh my god, it's a Rayman situation. They made a movie and the little guys were in it, and then the little guys were more popular.
Yep.
So then they just made Steve Urkel its own thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minions are more popular than... Wait, Steve Urkel?
They did Family Matters, and Steve was just a character, but then Steve became the entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you.
I mean, I you know, I'm always willing to watch a movie. We watched a movie on the plane. We watched 2 movies on the plane.
What'd you watch?
We watched Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage, a movie I have never heard of, but came out just a few years ago. It's a movie where everyone, like, in the world starts dreaming about Nicolas Cage's character, and he's, like, just this really boring guy. And he's always just doing, like, boring things in the dreams. It's like, people are like, they need help, but he's just there.
Okay.
And he's just like, he's like, but do I ever do anything?
I don't want Nicolas Cage in my dreams.
Anyway, we watched it, and I really liked it.
Really?
I really liked it, and everyone else that we watched it with did not like it. Mal, Brandon, Alex, and Haley all watched it.
Huh.
And they weren't as big of a fan as I was.
Now, were you a fan?
Haley said Alex and I cried for like an hour after.
Why were you a fan of it?
So I went into it like not knowing what it was, and we were on the plane, so I didn't have access to like Rotten Tomatoes to figure out like what the general consensus of the movie was. So I was like, well, let's go into this because it will either be bad or it'll be so bad it's good. And it could maybe possibly be good. We didn't know. So we watched it, and I just really, really liked the character that Nicolas Cage played, and he played it like perfectly. He just did such a good job. He was a very like believable character, and it was the premise of the movie was also like humorous,
Yeah.
but also like sad.
Oh.
Haley says, and no one else saw how tragic. Oh, it was extremely tragic. But like, you know what kind of movies I like.
Stephen likes.
Like when bad things happen to people and they never get better. That makes for some interesting movie.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the movie is called Dream Scenario.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then, so we watched that, and it, you know, I thought it was good. Oh, whenever we got, so this is fun. When we got on the ground and we could actually like look up what the consensus was about these movies. Yeah, it was an A24 movie. We landed and I pulled it up and I was like, figures. Because whenever we watch movies and I'm the only one that likes them and everyone else is like, what the crap was that? The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is bad and the critic score is good, and that's what Dream Scenario was.
Oh no, you're a movie critic.
I mean, I went to school.
Oh no.
That's
icky.
That's how it is.
You're a critic.
That's how it is.
I still haven't recovered from Requiem.
Oh, well. Sorry. And Brandon says, usually I'm with you there, Stephen, but this was the exception. Yeah, normally Brandon likes the stuff that I like. But afterwards he was like, man, I did not like that. He's like, I felt like it was not good. And I was like, it's fair. Everyone can have their own opinion. And clearly a lot of people did not like it. But
was it like
I liked it.
Was it like shot well?
No, it wasn't. It didn't have like merit. Okay, no. Well, I was gonna say it didn't really have like a cinematography merit, but it was actually visually interesting because you keep getting into like people's dreams. That part is cool, right? Because everyone's having like these very different dreams, and I thought that was fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there are movies that like one of the reasons I like them is because of like interesting shot design.
I'm sorry, chat. I didn't mean to open this box. I didn't mean to open Pandora's Pelican case.
Every that's funny. Like every once in a while, you watch a movie and there'll be like a single shot in it, and then just like sticks in your mind forever. You have those?
A shot in a movie that sticks in your mind
Like
forever?
it's like visually.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have an example?
Yes. The scene in one of the Hobbit's movies where Legolas is in slow motion, and like he's like jumping on rocks, and it looked really bad. It just looked really bad, and that's why it sticks out.
So
to
that's
me.
why.
It just looked so bad, and I was like, man.
I think
Legolas wasn't even in that book.
Jesus. The first time I think I remember feeling that way, like where I was watching a movie and like, when you watch a movie, you're like, oh, I'm watching a story or whatever, and like something stuck out from that of like, wait, this is an art. I might have had something before this, but the one that I really remember is watching Little Miss Sunshine. And there's a shot in Little Miss Sunshine that is like a wide profile shot of them running towards the bus. And actually, I think they ended up using it for some of the marketing material or the DVD cover or something. But it's very beautiful. And it's I was like, oh, this isn't just like telling a story. This is like part of the art. And then Mao introduced me to Amelie, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The entirety of Amelie is a choice for everything they're doing. Anyway, we don't have to talk about movies the whole time, but it was good.
I saw a movie recently.
What'd you watch?
I watched, well, first I watched Bridge to Terabithia for the first time.
Okay.
That was good but upsetting. And then what was the movie I just watched? What was it called? It's escaping me now.
What is it about? We'll figure it out. We have chat here. We can do this.
It was about the no, I know it's The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh.
I watched that recently. Rebecca has been sharing with me some of her favorite movies.
Films. Yeah.
Here's how it happens. This is how we watch a movie. This is how we come to watching a movie. Rebecca will scroll on TikTok and see something just very, very lightly related to something that she remembers from a movie.
Yeah.
Just one tiny part that reminds her of one tiny part of the movie, and she'll be like, we have to watch this movie now. And we will immediately watch that movie. So that's what happened with both Bridge to Terabithia and The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Anyway, they were both good movies. I enjoyed them. There is this thread that I'm noticing through all the movies that Rebecca shares with me, and that they all contain some trauma, some sort of major trauma in someone's life.
Can't wait for her to be here in the summer and watch movies with me.
Yeah, I feel like she would be into. I feel like she would be into a lot of the movies.
Like me and her and Brandon will sit down and watch some things.
Man, I just want to watch lightsaber fights or something.
We actually watched the second movie on the plane. I think it was just me, Mao, and Brandon that watched it. Alex and Haley didn't watch it. We watched Ichiko. And Ichiko is a Japanese film. I think it's relatively new. And it also is extremely tragic. We didn't really know what it was going into it. But it was extreme. Haley, you're going to be glad, because you would not have liked it. It was very... it was pretty heavy.
Wait, what was it?
Ichiko.
Ichiko.
Ichiko. And
sounds really familiar.
And it was good. It wasn't as good as Dream Scenario. But it was fine. Oh, actually, I forgot. When Mao and I got home the other night, I've been exhausted, and I have been sleeping at weird hours, and I woke up at 10 p.m. And at 10 p.m., we got some food, and Mal's like, do you want to watch a movie? I was like, sure. So we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, I want to see that.
Because we were just
I heard it was really good.
We were just going through stuff, and we came across that, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a movie that we wanted to watch. We were thinking about watching it on a Saturday with everyone, but there's a lot of people in Raleigh that have already seen it.
Yeah.
So we watched it, and yeah, it was extremely good.
Yeah. I've heard good things about that.
It's very, very good. It was the marketing, I guess, doesn't really indicate what that movie is. There's a lot happening in that film, but it's very fun.
You play a video game?
No,
Oh,
not once. Would never.
video games, not even once.
Would never. 21 months from Galactic Baron, 16 months from Skyward Squirtle. We got 300 bits from Shy. It says, Steven, after making his friends watch weird niche movies, I'll never socially recover from this.
I play it up.
I don't think that we've watched anything... Well, that's not true. We've definitely watched some things. I'm like, it's probably a little traumatic. Oh man, I was thinking, what was it? We watched Requiem, but what was the other one? The other one was Mother. Mother was really,
I skipped out on that night.
Yeah, Mother was something.
Yeah, I skipped out on that night.
I really liked it.
Me and Dan were talking about it afterwards, like later, like the next day or something.
Yeah.
Or he came back afterwards, and he was like, "Yeah, you probably were good skipping out on it."
I really liked it.
Yeah,
I really
I'm
liked
sure
it.
you did.
I really liked it. It was very fun. It was cool.
It was like psychological horror, or no?
It's, you know what it is it has a lot of elements of what's the word I'm looking for? Where things are not real. What's the word? I don't know.
Hallucinatory.
That surreal. That's the word I'm looking for.
Surreal.
It has a lot of surreal elements, and it's also just like wild. The Reload says, doesn't that movie have an F score on CinemaScore? I don't know or care. All I know is that I watched it and I was thoroughly entertained the entire time, and the first 30 minutes was the most uncomfortable I've ever been watching a movie, and that was great. I really loved that. That was fun. Anyway, 300 bits from Shy says, speaking of dreams, I had a dream that I was playing Pokemon Bingo in the Safari Zone as if I was actually there. Except instead of Safari balls, I had to use a gun.
I can't believe you were playing Pal World.
That's what you dreamt about. You dreamt about Pal World. We get 300 bits from Microwave Alistair says, I have that, but with books because of my vivid imagination. Most recent examples are from Captain Sully's book, Highest Duty. Josh might remember what it is since we had this discussion a while back. Captain Sully is the one that landed in the river in the plane.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know anything else about it. They made a movie also. I think it's called Sully.
Yeah. I am not remembering what this is about.
That's fair. That happens to me all the time. Except it's not just viewers. It's also like my wife.
I'm not remembering.
I was like, do you remember this thing? And I'm like, I don't. I sure don't. I wish I did, but I do not.
Not even that I'm not remembering the thing, but I'm also not remembering the context of what that message was about.
That's fair. It's the morning. Your mind is still trying to figure out how to load up the sentence enhancers, like let alone try to remember things.
I haven't even eaten.
It's true.
I haven't eaten.
We're gonna fix that.
And I had tea instead of coffee, so I didn't even have a lot of caffeine.
You walked in my door and I was like, "You want some coffee?" And you went, "Do you have tea?"
I had a reason for that.
What? So what is the reason for that?
Last night.
Yeah.
I was playing Splatoon on the stream.
Yeah.
And I was like screaming a lot.
Oh.
And strained my voice.
Oh, so you wanted a hot tea
I wanted
with
a
honey.
hot tea with honey.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Haley says, I'm still owed brunch. I believe you.
Come get a brunch.
I think Haley has to work.
Oh.
But sure. We'll do a brunch at some point. Vegetable Sorbet gifted 3 subs to Metal Monkey 30, Kyle Sai, and Clady Serling. Vegetable, thank you.
So you can have breakfast for dinner, right?
You absolutely can. And you should.
Does that apply to brunch? Can you have brunch anytime you want?
Famously, no. And that's really...
Isn't that weird?
It's very... You know what's upsetting about this is that there are so many restaurants that they're like, we have brunch on Saturdays and Sundays for 3 hours. And it's like, we have this special menu that you can only get for 3 hours. It's some of our most delicious food. Oh, you want it some other time? Go to hell. And I'm like, but why? Why though? You can get breakfast at the breakfast place. Mm-hmm. And there's some nice restaurants that are like, our chef's made a French toast that will make you explode in happiness. And I'm like, cool, I would like that. I'm like, what if I show up at 4 p.m.? And they're like, absolutely not.
I feel like we should pass legislation to make brunch available at all times of the day and night.
I'm old enough to run for president now.
Do it. Run on the on the brunch platform.
Things that make Chaz immediately go, God. It's me being like, I could just run for president as the brunch party. Thank you, Fossix. Run for president. And everyone be like asking me all of these. Yeah, Haley, I will not vote for you. That would be wise. Yeah. They'd have all these political questions, and I'd be like, have you thought about French toast? They'd be like, what? What?
I'm here for the brunch party.
Yeah, I would not vote for me. You should, if you're going to vote for someone, you should probably vote for someone who, knows things about, politics and has studied things, as opposed to someone that's like, I like tragic films!
I would vote for you, Steven.
Thanks. I probably wouldn't vote for myself.
Well,
but maybe we could.
That's your humble. You're so humble.
Laughing and on edge at the same time. Thomas said French toast is international politics because it's French. That's very funny. That was 1600 from Goal Line. He says, no, it's Peggy for president. I don't know. Can Peggy run? How old's Peggy?
Technically.
I think Peggy's immortal, which I think qualifies as being 35.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
We got 300 bits from Microwave Dallas there. Says, the context of my comment was movie moments that stick out. Every once in a while, I just need to talk about Slurry. There's definitely movie moments that stick out for me.
Oh, movie moment. Okay, yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything. Ever.
Like, as a concept, you don't remember things.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I've all the movies that we've watched recently have been fun. I do want to get back to watching some Saturday movies because we were doing that for a bit, and then things got busy.
Things got busy. People got sick. Things got busy.
February just didn't happen.
Yeah, February didn't happen.
Everyone was just very sick.
Yeah.
For an entire month. That wasn't very fun. But yeah, I'd like to get back to the point where we're doing some stuff on the weekends because I really enjoy that. Like, everyone come over. We got the frickin' waffle maker.
Yeah. Have you heard about Grindr?
If you like waffles, have I got an app for you? Got a subscription from Andy Bundy. Welcome in. I do forget that we have the waffle maker, which is bad because I love waffles.
I like a waffle.
And
I haven't had a waffle from your waffle maker.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, I've made them a few times. You must not have been around when I did.
I am frequently not around.
Famously, you are the person that has gone the most.
I know.
And that's a lot, considering that Brandon is gone all the time.
I know. I somehow one-upped Brandon. Yeah, man. Listen. I earned it. I earned a year of, just living my best life.
Yeah,
at least.
I feel like you have. I feel like you have lived your best life.
I have.
I think that you're doing fun stuff away from home, and I feel like when you're back here, like this is a good environment. Like Raleigh's fun. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think you've been like living your best life.
I have been,
and that's very good. I'm happy about that. But when Storm says, "Josh, do you even live here?" I am like, kind of.
I mean, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm here. Listen, I'm here.
You're gonna be here this summer.
I'm gonna be here this summer.
This is the summer that you're gonna be here.
I am.
It'll be very hot.
What a great time to be here in the hot.
Very, very hot. I'm not. I wonder if Chaz understands how warm it gets.
I mean, we have like an AC.
Yeah, but Chaz does the run, right? You have to get up so early.
You're gonna have to do it in like the nighttime. Even then, it will be warm. Like at night, it will be warm and probably muggy.
Yeah. Yeah, Chess says, do you think I didn't get up early in Indiana summers? It's not even that. It's just that it's hotter here. It doesn't necessarily have to be, because the Midwest can get very hot. But, like, on the whole, it's a little warmer. Yeah. I think, honestly, you might be fine. Like, I don't have the wherewithal to get up early in the morning to do an exercise. Yeah, Chess is running an 87 versus running an 89 is not different. See, because, like, for me, I'm like, all right, it's now 10 a.m. and now I can get started doing something outside, and I'm like, now I can't because it's 146 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're dedicated to exercise, you have to be a morning person. Mm-hmm. Like early. It's the only way.
Well, shoot.
You could do the opposite, or you could finish a stream
and then walk.
And then
I was doing that last summer.
That's honestly not a bad idea. I bet you could get some other people involved in that. Just like late night walks.
Yeah. I would do that.
I think that would be nice. And it would also be cool. So
I'm down. I'm down for some late night walks.
You know what I got but I haven't been able to use yet? I bought a bicycle.
Yeah.
I bought a bicycle.
Congratulations.
And then the next day Mallory tested positive for COVID.
Ooh.
And I still have not managed to ride the bicycle because I don't own a helmet. So I have to go get a helmet probably.
You don't need that. You don't need that.
Oh, I mean, like, on a technicality, do you need it to make the bike move? No. Do you need it to make the bike safe? Yes.
Safe? You don't need that.
Spiritum says you legally need that. Do you? I don't know if you legally need that.
Maybe some places you do.
I guess there's states that do that. I don't think North Carolina is one of those states. But, like, you should wear... Like, as a concept, you should wear a helmet. But also, depending on where you're riding, you should not just wear a helmet. You should, like, seriously wear a helmet. Because, like, there was... Like, when Mao and I had bicycles before, we were riding around in just a small residential neighborhood. And, like, we didn't wear helmets. And I didn't feel bad or weird about that because, like, it's not. There's not a fast car. Everyone in there is old. It didn't bring me any like worry about that. But like here is completely different. If you didn't wear a helmet here, you will die.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because this isn't like small residential neighborhood. This is like there are roads.
I haven't ridden a bike in a very long time.
Do you think you could do it?
Yeah.
Did you know that there's someone in the Raleigh Collective who never learned how to ride a bike? Do you know who it is? I'm curious if you'll guess.
It's Alex.
It is Alex. That's true. Yep.
I was thinking about it. I was like, who? Like, literally, everyone owns a bike except for me and Alex.
Do they?
Yeah.
Does Chaz and Jeff have bikes?
I think so. Right?
Yeah, they don't. Oh. I know Jeff owns a bike, but the bike is still in Ohio, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But also, Chaz and Jeff have legs. So that's...
Alex doesn't have legs. That's why you can't ride a bike.
Alex goes for walks. So he goes for walks. He does some running sometimes. But yeah, he never learned how to ride a bike. I think he could. I think at any age you can learn to do anything, right? Like you could do it, but I do kind of wonder how hard it would be. Like riding a bike when you get started as a kid is kind of like an endeavor.
Yeah.
Like you might start with training wheels, and then you're gonna fall a lot, and then eventually something clicks and you're just good. And you are strangely good for like forever. Like you get on a bike like 20 years later, and your brain's like, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
So it might be a little harder if you're.
Do you remember your first time riding a bike?
I remember some of the early bike moments. Yeah.
I'm trying to like think about some of my early bike moments, and I don't have those memories anymore.
So I have my funny bike story is that when I was a kid, first getting started riding a bike, I had a bike with training wheels. And I had the training wheels on too long.
Oh.
Like we got to the point where like the training wheels should come off, but I was like, no, those are what's keeping me safe. As however old I was. Like, no, we cannot do this. I need to keep the training wheels on. And my parents were like, you don't need them. And I was like, no, I need that. That's what keeps me safe. But the funny thing is I had the training wheels on the bicycle for so long. And I had like been like using the bike in a way that not someone just like starting to use a bike would use them, that the training wheels had been bent up. They weren't even on the ground anymore. And my mom was like, they look like wings. They're not even doing anything.
Oh, little bike wings.
So I think that there was a day where like my dad just took them off because he's like, buddy, he's like, you're not using training wheels. He's like, you think you are, but you're not. Both sides have bent up where they're not touching the ground. And then from that day forward, it
sounded like you needed new training wheels.
Radio Dread says placebo wheels, basically.
Placebo wheels.
Process, thank God I wasn't the only one who had training wheels longer than needed. It's fine.
I don't think I had training wheels for very long.
Yeah.
But I did have those for a bit.
Sometimes it's not even that you need something. Sometimes it's like psychologically.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's a placebo, basically. So
stuff like riding a bike and swimming and those things. Like, I feel like I learned all that, like, like super early and very quick. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I was, like, 3, and they're like, get in the lake.
Whoosh. There's some people that's, like, part of their, we're going to teach our kid how to swim. It's like they throw the kid in the lake. They're in there, too. They're not going to let the kid drown, but they're, like, here we go.
Yeah.
Didn't work for me.
Parents were a bit too hands-off. That's exactly me. My parents were very hands-off. Like, there were many times where I would just leave the house unannounced and come back hours later after exploring the woods.
At what age?
All ages. Like, 6, 7, 8, 9. I wouldn't go too far. Yeah. But the older I got, the further I would go.
I was like that too. I know I did a lot of video game stuff when I was a kid, but there was a big woods area, and I would be gone for hours. But at least my parents had a general idea of the vicinity I was in.
No, my parents almost never knew.
Did you have to learn about like snake safety? Do you have snakes in Maine?
Not really.
You don't have any? Okay.
No.
I didn't know if that was.
There's not really. There's not. They're not snakes. I mean, there are snakes, but they're not like.
You don't have any.
Ones.
You don't have any venomous snakes. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think so.
One way to find out.
Too cold for snakes. I never learned anything about snakes, really.
That's part of the general education in South Carolina, because
that makes sense.
South Carolina has all 4 venomous snakes, and like if kids are going to be tramping in the woods, they need to know what to do.
That makes sense.
So it's really interesting because like even now on the times if Mal and I are like walking through a woodsy area, like I only just look at the forest floor because I'm just constantly looking for copperheads.
Oh man.
I'm just like, nope, don't want to deal with this. It sticks with you forever.
Yeah, I don't like that. See, that's one thing I did like. I loved that about Maine. There was like there wasn't anything that was gonna kill me.
Did you have a lot of bugs? Because like in the summer in South Carolina, like we just have so many mosquitoes. It was yeah.
There was a lot of mosquitoes. But I think that was partially because I lived like right on a lake, and it was just there's a lot of
Lake
pools
flies.
and
Gnats and things like that.
yeah. So like there was a lot of bugs, and I lived in the woods too.
You
Bugs.
pretty famously,
They live there.
You did live in the woods.
I lived with the bugs.
I became a bug. We have 300 from Marty Griff says, my brother learned to ride a bike going down a hill in our lawn. Only problem was the swing at the bottom and forgetting the brake.
Oh, I got a story about brakes.
Seems like that would catch you.
I got a story about brakes.
Tell me about your brakes.
One of the first times I ever rode a bike that didn't have the pedals, the pedal brake.
Yeah, the backwards pedal brake.
It was squeezy.
Yeah, you
and
had
I
handle brakes.
didn't know about that, like, at all.
Oh.
Because I was borrowing somebody's bike.
Yeah.
And it was like the parking lot of my dad's church. Mm-hmm. And there was this hill behind it that went down. And I was like, I'm going to ride that hill.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of it, there was like a couple of like campers parked. I don't remember why they were there, but I was going down this hill and like did not figure out the brake at all and went straight into one of the campers. And I actually have a scar up the side of my leg because of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it would...
I didn't have to get stitches or anything, but like I was hella bleeding for a second there.
That would be a very alarming moment where you start to pedal backwards.
I pedaled backwards and I was like...
the pedals
no.
just do go backwards and make a fun sound, like, ah, and you're like, oh no. Yeah, that would be bad. We had 3 different stats. He says, I learned to ride a bike when I was 6 from a kid who was 10 in the area, so I never had training wheels. To be fair, my mom was in her early 20s, so she was effectively still a kid. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. I'm looking forward to riding a bike.
I'm going to get a bike at some point.
In April.
I'm going to get a bike at some point. I want to get one that has like a powered, like assist.
Oh, like an e-bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also like not just the assist, but also like it flips over and you can just drive it.
Yeah, well, that's also like that's good, right? Because you aren't using a vehicle, so if you wanted to get to some places, you could do it on bike.
Yeah.
Brandon does that. Brandon doesn't have a car, and he bikes places. And
yeah.
You can. There's places around you can bike to. So, yeah, that's not a bad plan. The other thing is, I've talked to Mao. Is like, with more and more people getting bikes, we could do like little rides.
We could do little rides.
Like, I don't, like, whatever.
If you want.
Like, what? Like, I'll be able to ride with Mal. Like, we're in the same house. And I can be like, let's ride.
I'll ride bikes.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Haley's bike is in our garage, too. So we all have bikes here. Brandon has a bike. Dan has a bike? He doesn't have it here.
Yeah, he does.
He does?
Unless Brandon has 2 bikes.
Oh, did Dan...
There are 2 bikes in our
Did Dan bring
garage.
his bike back?
There are 2 bikes in there.
Dan had a... When Dan was living in North Carolina, but in a different part of North Carolina, when we were still living back in Myrtle Beach, he had a bike, and he had it, like, outside chained up to a tree. And then he moved here, but the bike was still chained up to the tree. And it was chained up to the tree for like a long time. And I think maybe he went back and finally got the bike. Maybe.
I mean, that's what it seems like to me, unless Brandon has 2 bikes, because I don't have one, and there's 2 bikes.
Yeah, I don't think Brandon has 2 bikes. Okay.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right.
What you got going on?
Oh.
You're doing this like a stream?
I'm doing this thing this week where I'm doing a Splatoon countdown because the Wii U online service is going down on Monday.
Yeah.
And so I played Splatoon 3 yesterday. Tonight I'm playing Splatoon 2, and then we're gonna follow it up on Friday with Splatoon 1. I'm gonna play Splatoon 1. I'm gonna open up a private lobby for people, and we're just gonna play Splatoon 1 all night.
That's cool. That's a cool idea.
And then this weekend This weekend, I'm renovating my Animal Crossing island.
Oh.
I'm like wiping it. I'm
Yeah.
getting rid of everything. And then I'm gonna start building it back up again. But I'm gonna do like a final tour of my island and whatever. That's what I'm doing.
That's actually very neat.
So it's some fun streams, and then I do crowd control every Sunday.
Okay. So you got some stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Since Mao is out of town, if people didn't know, Mao's out of town. She's in Florida with her family. I am currently planning on doing Super Mario RPG tomorrow night with Haley as our stream. It would be our third RPG stream. We are starting in Moleville. So Moleville. Yeah, Mao gets back on Saturday. So things are always subject to change, but right now that's the plan. Is we'll be doing that tomorrow night. And Jacebook says Patreon vid. Patreon vid's going to need a little extra time. And when you get the Patreon video, you will understand, but it's going to be next week. It's definitely not going to be this week. It's going to be next week. So stay tuned for that. Becca says she'll get back on her birthday. She does. Saturday is...
Oh, yeah.
Saturday is Mal's birthday. And Dan's birthday. So, yeah, I'll be...
We'll have to do, like, a food.
Yeah, we got to do something. I don't know what yet.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. All right, folks. Have yourselves a good whatever day it is. Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. Have a good Thursday.
Have a blessed Thursday.
Have a blessed Thursday, y'all. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for some Super Mario role-playing game.
What if I swore again?
Nope.